Welcome to the John Mendola Show here on WILK. We are driven by McCarthy Tire Service, locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, Hazleton, and Williamsport. Well, some overcast skies, sun peeking through just a little bit. The weather has changed a little bit for us here in northeastern Pennsylvania, but it's all good, and hopefully you get out to your games today. We're going to talk some high school soccer today. There's a big one, Dallas and Crestwood over on the girls' side. That is a 2 o'clock affair. We'll talk with the head coach for Dallas area, Nikki Pekarski. Also going to talk about the Crestwood boys soccer team. They're pretty darn talented. Talk a little bit about the Dallas cross country team. They're doing some good stuff again here in 2018. And we'll talk a little high school football this morning as well. The Dunmore Bucks with a big win against the Western Wayne Wildcats. But first up, let's talk some ABA basketball. We got two guys pretty good back in the day. They're still pretty darn good right now. Dave Januzzi and Chris Shovlin. Guys, welcome in.
Thanks, John, for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us, John.
Let's talk a little bit about, Dave, this whole Wyoming Valley clutch and how this whole thing came together.
Yeah, I would, start off back in April. I approached Chris Shovlin about helping us out down at the CYC for the Wilkes-Barre Explorers free basketball camp. And, he was very excited and willing to help us out as I was working with them. And once we got Chris on board, we sat down and had a meeting, myself and him, and really just started talking about what we could do from a community standpoint with basketball. I mean, that's our, that's what we do best. That's our background. And, as we started talking, me and him have had a great relationship probably for, the last 15 years. And we both share a passion about, and a love for basketball. And we love this community as much as we love basketball. So, we started, throwing some ideas together, and we started the, S&J Clutch Basketball Academy, and started a partnership with the Catholic Youth Center in Wilkes-Barre, and started, putting together trainings for kids, camps for kids, leagues for kids down at the CYC. And what that led to is, in the middle of the summer, an opportunity came about for us to buy a franchise with the American Basketball Association, which is the biggest professional league in the entire world with the amount of teams that it has. And we had that opportunity, and once again we sat down and discussed the opportunity and what it would do for our plans for the area, for what we could do for the community, and it fit our business plan. And we just took it from there and bought the franchise, and we went off and running.
And for you, Chris Shovlin, let's talk a little bit about the game of basketball, being around it your whole life. And I don't know, you're probably going 7 days a week with playing. You're always playing somewhere. Talk a little bit about just taking this thing and saying, I'm playing basketball. Why not take it the next step and join a good friend of yours like Dave Januzzi?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Dave said, our love and our passion and our background is, basketball in this area. And, when we sat down, we really, tried to figure out something we can do for this community and how this area can benefit from, the likes of myself and Dave and what we have to offer. So, just being in the gym every day, that goes for Dave and myself both. We just wanted to take the opportunity and kind of run with it as far as our S&J Clutch Basketball Academy and our trainings, and then, like he said, middle of summer, the option of buying into the American Basketball Association arose, and we just kind of took it and ran with it. But that's just something that you can't really take away from guys who kind of live and breathe basketball. I mean, it's just something we do, and we thought to ourselves, why don't we just try to make a career out of it and see what we could do, and see where it ends.
We're talking ABA basketball here on the John Mendola Show on WILK News Radio. We appreciate you joining us each and every Saturday. And Dave Januzzi, the big lasso for you guys early was getting a coach, and talk a little bit about that process and reeling a guy in who's pretty popular here in northeastern Pennsylvania.
I mean, it was extremely important and our number one priority when we decided to buy the franchise and bring it to the area is getting a coach. Me and Chris are both going to play this year. We don't know how many more years we'll play, but we definitely knew we were going to play this year, and we wanted no part of coaching responsibilities. So the one and only person that was our option was Jerry Rickroad, who had retired since 2014 from Wilkes University. Had coached there for 22 years. Been an incredible college coach for 29 years, and we both played for him during our college years at Wilkes, and had a lot of success with him. So it was Jerry or nobody else. So when you're talking about selling, and we're obviously a professional basketball team, and you have to sell to a lot of people. We sold him on our vision and our plan for not just a basketball team, but what we were going to do for the community. And I think he had been away for probably the right amount of time to take a step away from basketball, and we gave him the opportunity. And with his work schedule, of course, he's had many opportunities to come back in to the coaching business, but I think we provided him opportunity with him being able to coach the team, get that feeling that you get from being around basketball and around players, and the competition that it allows you to have, and being able to work that around his work schedule at Wilkes University. I think it was the perfect situation, and we couldn't be more excited and happy that he joined us. He brings an immense amount of credibility to not just our team but the league. He has a wealth of experience with basketball and success, and he is just an incredible, not just teacher, but just somebody that understands how to motivate players in all ages, and knows how to win. So we are extremely excited to have him aboard.
We are talking about the ABA. Of course, it is the Wyoming Valley Clutch, and Dave Januzzi and Chris Shovlin are with us here on the show. We're going to take a time out. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit more about those guys and some of the guys on the roster and what the schedule looks like, and of course, getting people out to check out some of the games this year, and what it's going to be like for kids coming out to check out and see some of the show. So we'll get to that coming up. Also going to talk cross country and soccer and football. Whole lot more coming up here on the John Mendola Show. Of course, you can follow us online. It is the JohnMendolaShow.com. You could subscribe to us on YouTube. The John Mendola Show, you'll get to hear Wilkes University football today live. It is YouTube Live, and our friend Tom Ferguson will have the call this afternoon down at Stevenson. He's on his way right now. That'll be a 1 o'clock start. And thank our friends at Mendocino's Pizzeria and Restaurant located in Daleville. We come back, we'll talk some more ABA basketball. Let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Matt Daly. Break. Like a good neighbor, Matt Daly is there. We'll be back on WILK. Welcome back to the John Mendola Show here on WILK. 10:15 in the morning, continuing the conversation. We have Dave Januzzi and Chris Shovlin with us about the Wyoming Valley Clutch. They are an ABA basketball team. And Chris, let's get over to you now, and let's talk a little bit about the excitement you have for the community with the kids, and what are the opportunities for the kids when they want to come out and check out your team?
Okay, so first, every home game is being held at the Wyoming Valley CYC, and kids up to the age of 18 are free. So, they're allowed in the games for free. They get to, really enjoy some high-octane offense. This league is filled with a lot of explosive play. The scoring is very high. It's a little different than the NBA or college basketball, because there's a couple different rules that include some different points, the way we score. But for the most part, I mean, these kids are going to be able to see guys that get paid to play professional basketball. They get to be around them. For the most part, we'll be holding free camps for kids on the days of our games. So and our players will be, instructors and counselors and things of that nature, instructing them during the camps. And then, it kind of just brings them together. It brings the community around these players. They get to know these guys, and then, they get to come back at night and watch these guys play.
And I think one of the positives that you guys are going to be facing here is kids could walk to the game if they want to get in. They're in the city of Wilkes-Barre. It might be like, hey, what do I have to do? I want to do something positive in the area. Walking to the game is an option. That's good. Dave, talk a little bit about both of you guys growing up in the city of Wilkes-Barre. Obviously, you a Myers guy, Chris a GAR guy, and our area. We're getting new people in our area. It's become a little more diverse. We're welcoming that and seeing different families come in, and I think it's a good thing that some of these kids could just maybe head down and check out a game there at the CYC. It's one of the staples in the community there in Wilkes-Barre.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the CYC has really been the mecca for youth basketball for years and years and years. I mean, I myself, forget about my childhood. I've been coaching my kids and other kids down there for about 14 years. So I'm hoping that they got a nice pension for me when I'm finished up, But, yeah, I mean, that was one of the major parts. I mean, I've thought about bringing a professional basketball team to the area for years and years and years. But, I always said if I was going to do it, CYC would have to be a part of it because it's very centralized. It's already brings hundreds to thousands of kids go through there every day for different activities. Their winter league is the biggest league in the entire area and has been for probably 2 decades. And like you said, kids can walk to the games. The last time that high school basketball was recognized on a national level was back in the 80s. Dave Popson and Larry Quartz, a little bit in the 90s with Bobby Sura, but on a national level, that was really the last time that our high school basketball was recognized. And what was going on at that time was semi-professional basketball. They had it, the Wilkes-Barre Barons and Scranton Miners, and it was very big back then. You had a lot of people going to those games, which meant a lot of kids going to those games, which gave kids an opportunity to see not just high school basketball, not just local college basketball, but got to see individuals that they could look up to that were playing at a professional level, getting paid, individuals that might not be in the NBA, but they were continuing to follow their passion and getting paid to do that. And what bringing the ABA, what us bringing the ABA will allow us to do is really bring our whole vision together. It allows kids from this area opportunities to play at a professional level and get paid to do it. And it allows kids that we're training that are in the area, allows them to get instruction from individuals that are getting paid to play basketball. So obviously they know what they're doing. They're good enough to be at a level to get paid to do what they love to do.
Talking a little bit about the ABA franchise here, the Wyoming Valley Clutch. Of course, a team up in Scranton, the Shamrocks, and another team here in our area as well. And Chris, let's get back to the roster, the players. Who are some guys other than you two, which people still say, hey, does Januzzi still have it, or what could Shovlin still do? They want to see guys like you, but who are some other guys they could check out?
We have the likes of a former Myers graduate, Tyreek Stewart, who plays a really big role on this team. Right now we have the likes of Peter Alexis, who had a phenomenal career. Recently has been playing in likes of Poland, I believe, and so we hope to keep on to him as long as we can. We have the likes of Larry Anders-Kavich and Jamie Calloway, who both played for Wyoming Valley West and were a part of the ABA last year as they played for the Binghamton Bulldogs, who made it to the Elite Eight and the road to Texas. so they are very familiar with this league. We have a couple other guys, Travis Buckner, who played in Hazleton and went on to play at Misericordia, who plays a really big role on this team. We have a lot of local guys, you know, a lot of local guys who you know, buy into the system. They buy into what this organization is trying to bring, and I think that's one of our main goals. I mean, you know, they're basketball players, but they also want to be a part of the community and help, you know, children and kids all around the area just, you know, strive to pursue their dreams and their goals.
Dave Januzzi, let's talk about when people can come out. When's the next game? If people want to get for a home game at the Wilkes-Barre CYC, when can they come out and check out the Clutch?
Well, you know, this upcoming Saturday, we got Friday and Saturday night. We got loads of events. Friday night we have our night at the races, just to really, you know, get the community involved. That's to help raise money for basketball activities, youth basketball activities at the CYC. Saturday, we're having a absolutely free basketball camp from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. On the 27th at CYC, and then we're hosting before our last final preseason game at night at the CYC. We're hosting a trunk or treat in the parking lot at the CYC from 5 to 7, and then right after that, you know, we're going to be hosting Lancaster. Wolfpack at our home facilities at the Catholic Youth Center at 7:30. Adult admission is $5, so it's reduced from our normal admission charge for regular season games, and of course, kids are free, absolutely 100% free. There's no, you know, hiccups to that. You don't have to have an adult with you. We would like to, you know, adults to come with their children, but you know, there's no catches. We want to provide a professional level basketball opportunity for our kids in the area to see that they might not otherwise get to see.
Well, you guys rooting for you here this year, 2018, the first year for the ABA's Wyoming Valley Clutch. Chris Shovlin, Dave Januzzi, wish you guys the best, and hope you have a fantastic season.
Hey, one more shout out, John, to Candace Shovlin, who is our GM, or you know, basically operationals. She does pretty much everything behind the scenes for us.
All right, thank you very much. So the ABA and the Wyoming Valley Clutch, you got Chris Shovlin, you got Dave Januzzi, you got the host of guys here in northeastern Pennsylvania, pretty darn good basketball players. So hopefully you guys can check it out again next week, and they'll be home. It's 10:24 here at WILK. We're going to talk some high school football. We'll get to that next. Let's take a time out and get over to our local State Farm insurance agent, Jen Rickey. Loophole break like a good neighbor. Jen Rickey is there. We'll be back on WILK.